Good morning. It is Saturday, November 9th. I'm going to try really hard not to make this vlog bleak. In fact, no. I'm going to make sure this vlog is not bleak. But I also know that I can't do anything like toxically positive. I wouldn't even try. We don't need toxic positivity. I don't need toxic positivity. So what this vlog will be is candid. Candid and hopefully not a downer. Like, I'm gonna try and not make anyone's life worse. Ultimately my goal. Speaking of goals, let's talk word count because this is a writing vlog and I am going to continue to do writing vlogs and I am going to continue to write. I did not write on the 6th because I wrote that was a bad day. A reminder that I am in Japan, so my time zone, November 5th in America is November 6th for me, and it was like midday. So November 6th was a bad day for me, as well as me not writing on November 7th. And then I got into a better headspace last night. Yesterday, I was actually in a better headspace. Not over it, but you're definitely not getting my first reaction, which honestly was vile, but completely understandable and necessary. I'm not blaming myself for my reaction, but I'm glad it's not on camera and that you're not getting me fresh because I was pretty fresh. But I wasn't in a headspace to vlog at that point. I spent the past few days really digging deep and figuring out what I wanted to do because honestly, the US election was devastating, horrific, and disappointing and upsetting. And I was just not in a writing headspace. My thoughts and feelings were very much so grounded in this world, and I had a lot of proactive kinetic energy. I was not able to feel that towards writing. At that point, I needed to be thinking about my family. I needed to tell my brother because he was so devastated when he woke up the next morning that he didn't trust any of the news sources that were telling him, so he needed to hear it from me. I had to comfort my brother. I had to talk to my family. I had to stop talking to some people. Like, I needed to be present, and I'm glad that I was. I'm glad I didn't write on those days. Needless to say, 0 words were written on election day, and that's okay. But what I did come to the conclusion of, many people online have also been making a really strong and powerful statement about, is art and books are political. I really had to kind of nestle back into myself and realize why I had made my first book. If you're new to my channel, I have a cozy political fantasy called The Solstice Court. And the moment I thought about this book for 1 second beyond making YouTube videos or editing my book, when I thought back to my first draft, which I didn't vlog, that was during his first presidency. And I wrote this book originally not to be published. I didn't talk about it until I had already finished all 3 of the books. I wrote this book for myself. I wrote it for comfort, for escape, for safety. This is a cozy political fantasy because I wanted a queer normative world. I wanted it to be okay to be yourself. I wanted to have non-binary representation openly acknowledged. I have characters with they, them pronouns. I have characters that have honorifics of monarch or liege, and sometimes they switch between liege and lord. One of my favorite characters has breasts and he's like really into his body. And I remember writing him and being like, this is what I want. I want everyone to be able to be excited and celebrate Castile because he's a badass. So I wrote a book for myself so I could just be somewhere else because this world, this climate that we're entering was where I was and I didn't want to be there. But by the time I published it, I was in this haven. I was in this haven of thinking everything was going to be okay, that we didn't have to go back there, and I had hope. I had worries. I was terrified, but I did have hope. And when I had to let that part of my hope go, I was very upset. And then I thought about it and realized I have opinions, I have a purpose, I can write them down, I can actually put them somewhere and help people feel seen and normalize something that should be normal because it is. I will be writing more because my book is something that I want for the world, and I have opinions and I can speak them, and it is okay for me to say them out loud, and we need to be talking. If you have the privilege to talk, you need to be speaking. My family, many of them don't have that privilege right now. They are not in a safe space. I am in Japan. I partially moved here because I wanted a future future that was safe. And I need to use the privilege I have now, and not only just being white, but being outside of the United States, having voted. I definitely voted. I need to use that to my best ability. And so I will be writing. That sparked back in me last night. I didn't write last night. Instead, I just thought about my books and my original, like, deeper purpose for having written them. And I love these characters and I love this world. I think that going into the revisions of book 2 is going to be very different now. And I wish it wasn't. I wish there was an emptiness to this book, because it would mean the safety and security for a lot of other people. I would love to write an emptier book than the one I'm going to be writing, but it's important that because we are in this climate, that I continue on this path and that I make my opinions heard and that I give people a space to be in when they don't want to be there. A couple readers actually reached out to me recently and said that after the election, they picked up my book specifically because they wanted to escape, and I feel really good about that because that is the cozy aspect of this book. But the underlying issues within my story, first off, my main character doesn't have autonomy over her body or her destiny. She is the reincarnation of a king with tremendous expectations placed upon her that she doesn't want to fulfill. There are outside forces that are forceful, manipulative, and unfair, and she's navigating that, having lived in a cozy fantasy world her entire life. There is a war on either side of her kingdom, but she's neutral, so she's always lived in this bubble of safety. And when both neighboring heirs come to court, she has to face the fact that there is a war happening on either side of her kingdom, that neutrality is complacency, and if it even exists beyond a concept. Yeah, I need to continue writing. I will take breaks. I will rest. But I saw something really quick and succinct the other day on Instagram, and it was learn to rest, not to quit. And I think that that is really important. I am also trying not to lose hope because there have been so many people that I've seen standing up, talking loud. I saw Barnes & Noble post something about reading silently, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. Read very, very loudly. Anything that lets the other person know that you don't believe in the world that America is moving into. And if you do, I don't know what you're doing here. That's really important to me. It's important to my channel. I've made videos about going to Pride and how I've added LGBTQ units and pronouns into my lectures. Again, cozy political fantasy, queer normative world. I don't know what anyone who would be okay with the things that are going to be happening in the United States would be doing here. But if you ended up here, this is not the place for you. There are lots of places for you, and it's not here. Editing this and posting this is gonna be really hard. I don't want to really leave it here though. I don't want to just kind of rant and then be like, anyway, see you in the next video. I'm going to actually write a little bit. I want to have a writing vlog. I want to have a writing day. It's my Saturday. It says here to vlog and work on my newsletter, and I'm going to do that. God knows what I will put in my newsletter, but I should probably get the rough draft of that started. Let's get writing my cozy political fantasy. Dude, this is gonna be wild. I really liked the scene I just wrote, and I don't know if it was because I just ranted on a YouTube video before writing it or what. I also was listening to this song, which was fantastic. It fit my antagonist. For some reason, I was just so angry that it riled me up, and then I wrote from the protagonist perspective and had them do good things, and it all worked out. Don't know, writing was weird, art is weird. I also realized before I started yelling, I didn't mention my word count. Somewhere between my last update and now, I did gain words, about 400 words, and I don't know exactly where that's happened. My word count before starting this for my 2 different projects, I have Zenkesh and Allura, and then there's the grand total which makes up this project, the kingdoms, the continent of Thrice. I'm sorry if this is your first vlog. I'll have the links below for my other vlogs if you'd like sanity, peace, whatever. In my last vlog, I was at 54,063. In Allura, I was at 8,469. Now in Zenkesh, my main project, the main bulk of my story, I'm at 54,495, and I was just writing in Allura. I've bumped up my word count to 9,344, which is starting to look good. I really want to hit that 10,000 mark, especially the scene I just wrote. I think I can write more. So right now I'm getting the plot really down and like my writing kind of a little bit crisper so that I can send it to my editor and it be the best I can make it without getting help, because that is the most cost-effective way to do anything. anything is to do it by yourself. Learn how to do it by yourself and then do it by yourself. What was I saying? It was important. I had to tell you something important. Right. Okay. So right now in my writing process, I don't have all of the beauty of it. It's more plot focused, but when I start to add the atmosphere in, when I want it to feel like a tangible place, a real place, the things that make it cozy because you want to go in there and you just seep inside. One of my perspectives, it takes place in Allura, which is a cold climate. This perspective, I think I've narrowed it down genre-wise, feeling a bit light academia. It's not dark academia, but there is an academic perspective that's a little bit more potent, pungent. The word apricity is overused in the community as like a beautiful word. It's the idea of sunlight falling onto snow. That's kind of what's happening in this side of the world, because overall my book is more of a summary book, but this climate doesn't call for that. And I'm originally from Alaska, so I'm like, I get this, but I don't get the light academia aspect. The entire book is not light academia, but these chapters have that sense to them, or at least I'm sensing that they will have that sense to them, and I want to nail it. If you have any light academia recommendations for books, I really would appreciate them. I have read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies and Map to the Other Lands. I would definitely consider this light academia. I don't know if I've ever read another. Please help me. Dark academia, I feel like I've got covered, but when I look up light academia, it's normally explaining clothing aesthetic of it, which I feel like is already being covered here. But yeah, I would love some books so that I can really get a sense of it. I'd also love some lunch, so I'm going to go eat lunch and then I will hit you guys back up later with some sort of update because I have all day. Never mind, I'll eat when I'm dead. A package came in the mail. Please rest and eat and drink water. I have a package and I really hope this is what I think it is. If you watched my PREPTOBER vlog, you know I've been searching for candles. I found scented candles in Japan. Getting them internationally shipped here is a burden. It's a financial burden. There is a candle making company in Hokkaido that makes scented... Oh, I can smell them from inside the box. I tell you, I needed this today. I need to take a moment. I can smell these candles from inside the box. This is the candle box. It doesn't say anywhere on here that it's from North Candles. I just know that it is because I can smell the box. I'm so excited. Okay. I have to think about if this video is sponsored. I sent an email. I'm not in Hokkaido. Do you do shipping? And they were like, yes, and they gave me some links. In the end, believe me, there was more. I cut it. They ended up sending me candles for free because they wanted me to test them and make content for them. I don't know if this is meant to be that content. I will be making content with these candles because if they're as good as this box smells, then I do suggest you buy these candles. Let's go ahead and just make this sponsored because these candles were free. Today's video is sponsored by North Candles. I haven't tried them yet, but we're going to open them up and find out how amazing they are because the box smells delicious. It's gonna be so funny if I open this box and it's like not North Candles. Can you imagine? Well, I guess you wouldn't have to because I would fix it in editing, but I don't even know how I'd fix that. I just have to like cut the whole thing and be like, yeah, I ate lunch. Wow, I'm gonna open this like a monster. Guys, I'm so excited. I feel like ravenous right now. All their different candles listed here. They have core candles, yummy candles, fruity and citrusy candles, and essential candles. Lilac, basil, sage and citrus, white tea, mimosa, vanilla. So those are their core candles. I also don't know what candles I got. I'm smelling lots of things in here and I don't know what they are. Then we have coffee, chai, yummy cinnamon donut, brownies, waffles, popcorn. Japan! Japan just does things right. Okay, I have to know. If they are all this size, this is adorable. Cinnamon donut. What are you? You sweet little cinnamon donut. You are. You're the tiniest little candle in the entire world and you smell like a cinnamon donut. I love you. You're dangerous. You're dainty. You're all the above. Little note saying thank you, enjoy these candles. I'm already enjoying these candles. I haven't opened the box. I also cannot fake this. Just so you know, like if you're like, wow, you know, she really staged excitement. No, I can't. Holy crap, they gave me 6 candles. I've just been, this is so nice. Handmade in Hokkaido, Japan. These were handmade in Hokkaido. And I tell you, these are in really nice quality jars. I smelt it through the box. That's insane. This is natural soy wax, sugar cookie scented soy candles. So here's the first one, sugar cookie. Oh, this smells so good. Oh, I want to eat it. I need to try the next one and I want a tray so I can just go like this while I go about my life. Can't wait to light that. Okay, I've only opened one and sugar cookie is my favorite. What we got here? Toffee nut. Oh, I'm unwell. This is, holy crap. No, there's no way that I like this more than sugar cookie. Hold on. No, I do. Holy crap. Toffee nut is on a whole new level. Which ones do I burn first? There's 6 of them. I'm gonna need one for every room of the house. I've seen Katie Wismer do this. She is another writing channel and she's absolutely fantastic. She gets dossier sponsorships and she will assign a scent to her book. I need to assign one of these scents to my book. If my book isn't in these scents, I shouldn't be writing. Just cut the first 13 minutes of this episode. I need a fresh whiff of the next one. We don't know what's coming. That is the most potent smelling candle I've ever had, and I've had candles my whole life until I moved to Japan. I would gladly pay for these. I'm supposed to be planning a trip to Hokkaido with my partner. I might find out where they're stationed so I can go to their store. Winter Woods. I can't tell you what's happening in Elora, but I've told you the climate. Winter Woods. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, that's like a sexy candle. What is that? What is in this? Damn. Am I gonna cry? Post November 5th is a rough time. Okay, that is an amazing candle. One of my characters is described smelling like lavender in the Solstice Court in book 1. I feel like that's not a spoiler. That's the smell he has. He smells like that. My main character really likes that smell. It's not his natural scent. I don't know. Is that a spoiler? I feel like that's fine. I don't know. Is that gonna ruin something for you? He has migraines, debilitating migraines that has to do with my magic system. And so he's constantly like inhaling and smelling lavender, but his natural like body odor scent is not lavender. He's not excreting lavender. He might be excreting that though. Holy, the smell is unholy. Next one. Now I have to start ranking these and I'm not okay with that because there's different situations for each candle here. I'm going to run out of these and you're gonna watch me just crumble. Candy cane. Okay, this is classic and it has its place. This is like winter is here and I'm very happy for it and I need to have happiness jarred for me now because it doesn't come organically. Though this is an organic candle. Ooh. That is candy cane. That is, without being too sweet, candy cane. That's good. That's good, and I think my partner's gonna really like this. He really likes Christmas and like winter time and Yuletide and all that good stuff. I think he is going to really enjoy this because it's going to get him in that spirit that is absolutely diminished within us right now. What's this next one? This one is called Christmas Season, but I do celebrate Yule, so you know. Oh, this is interesting. This is a smell really familiar to me, but I need to identify this. Okay. There is something very HP about this. HP being the acronym for a very popular wizarding book that I don't want to give time and attention that I loved as a child. This has a scent that is reminiscent of those books and one sort of merchandise that I got from them a long time ago. And I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like a scent related merchandise. It's kind of cool to have that back in this. There's a Christmas association to it, and it's really weird to have that captured in a Japanese candle company. I don't want to upset anyone, but this kind of smells like HP. That is a really good candle. It's a really good scent. I'm not gonna lie. Nostalgic is what I'll call it. This is a nostalgic smelling candle. Last one. Oh, the last one. Okay, but then I get to rank these, and then I get to put them places, and then I get to smell them forever, or until they run out and go to Hokkaido specifically to get them. I will have everything linked down below, especially since I have announced this as a sponsorship. If you want to get these candles, I don't know what the shipping thing is, but if you're also local to Japan, definitely get these candles. I would love winterberry in my mouth. I mean, my nose. I'm not gonna eat this candle on camera, I promise you that. Winterberry. Yeah, this is so interesting because I am getting like a berry scent, almost like a red raspberry punch of like flavor that I would normally associate with summer, but instead I'm getting it and it almost has like a chilled scent to it and it's just like bam, winterberry. These are really well named. Like they're intuitively exactly what you're getting. That's really good. This is apricity. This is warmth on a winter day. What candle do I light right now? Let's rank them really quick. I'm gonna be very quick. Editing me is gonna take care of this for you. Let it be known by Faded Candlelight that this was very hard to edit. So don't even worry about it. I'll call it last place, but none of these are. This is how good last place is. It's sugar cookie. Next, after sugar cookie. Oh, I have to smell them all again. No. Ooh. I know first place so well. I have to cut how long I was smelling that. In fourth place is my nostalgic Christmas Season. It smells really good and it's really nostalgic. It has a lighter scent than the others. Next. Yeah. Third place goes to Winterberry. Did I start with 6? It's all fun and games until you're editing. What are these numbers? There's 6 candles. The next one. I favor this smell more than candy cane, but candy cane is such a spot on scent. This is the perfect candy cane scent. This smells exactly like all of the seasonal festivity. It smells happy. In second place is the Winter Woods. I am going to be using this probably today, probably right now, as much as I want to use my favorite. Want to associate this with one of my characters and like what's happening, and like I just think it'll be very immersive for me. So Winter Woods is definitely going to be coming out. First place goes to Toffee Nut. This is not my flavor naturally, normally. I can't stop smelling this. It's one of the best things I've ever smelled. The fact that I can't eat this is driving me up the wall. I want to eat this candle so badly that you're gonna need to see it in my videos so that we can sanity check that I didn't. So there's that. I'm doing so well, guys. Thanks for asking. That was a fun preamble to lunch. I am actually really gonna go eat now, and then I will write more, and it's just gonna be a day-long vlog. I feel I'm already in a better place. I got to rant, I got to smell candles, I got to write, I got to feel like charged a little bit. The world is still really disappointing to me. Need to be able to take these moments and use them so that I have energy and momentum to speak out and do things. That's not deep or inspirational, but it's the truth. I'm just taking care of myself as well as making sure that I have the energy to stand up for others. I think I'm just gonna make some scrambled eggs right now though. Quick shout out to Cinnamon Donut, which is absolutely dainty, adorable, and lovely and should have been on the list, but I forgot about it. The word chichai in Japanese means tiny, and this is the most chichai candle I've ever seen in my life.